Disclaimer, I'm going to be as vulnerable as possible in this video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what almost everyone struggles with. Even the most successful people on earth struggle with imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is real. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to silence your inner critic and finally walk in confidence. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're just joining us, welcome to my channel where I talk everything skincare and self-improvement. If you've been looking to become a better version of yourself, I recently got into self-development on this channel, and I just love the fact that I'm able to put out value out there. These are practical lessons that will actually help you become a better version of yourself. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what almost everyone struggles with. Even the most successful people on earth struggle with imposter syndrome. First of all, what is imposter syndrome? You hear imposter syndrome, what does it actually mean? You might actually feel it, but you don't know what it is called. Imposter syndrome is that sneaky feeling that you're a fraud. Like no matter the accomplishment or achievements you've had in life, you just feel like you don't deserve it or you just got lucky. Even if they are like evidences of things you've done that, only incredible people can do, you still feel like somehow you didn't achieve it or you just got lucky. If you do not deal with imposter syndrome on time, you can find yourself downplaying your success. So you are feeling like most of the things you've done, you just got lucky. Who told you that you just got lucky? Do you think just ordinary people accomplish all those things you've accomplished? Now, first of all, how does imposter syndrome shows up in your life? How do you know you actually have imposter syndrome? First symptom of imposter syndrome is downplaying your achievements. You constantly bring yourself down, even though they are like evidences of things you've actually done. You've grown from a certain stage of your life to the next stage, and you still feel like you belong in that past stage because you feel like you've not really done anything. It can also show up as you wanting something, working hard for that thing, and then when it finally happens, you feel like, okay, it's just one of those things. No, you did that, and you need to start recognizing your own power, because when you do that, you will be able to accomplish even better things. If you do not believe that you can do a certain thing, you cannot believe that you do a greater thing, right? So it shows up by you downplaying your accomplishments. It also shows up by you over preparing for anything. Now, you are trying to go for an interview, you feel like you're not qualified for it, and you spend all night. I'm not saying it is wrong to prepare for interviews, right? But even though you have done interviews in the past, you've nailed it, but you still feel like if you go for this interview, you might fail and they might not pick you up for the job. Because guys, when imposter syndrome starts, it becomes a pattern. You start to have self-doubt, you ruin your self-esteem. So you might actually go into that interview and perform poorly because you feel like you might not do well or you don't deserve the job role you're applying for. Imposter syndrome also shows by you constantly comparing yourself. You're always comparing yourself to your friends, to your colleagues, to your siblings. You feel like someone out there is doing better than you. But guys, reality flash, there is always someone out there doing better than you. That's the truth. But can you be everybody? There is nobody like you. That's just the truth. And this is not me trying to sound motivational. There can only be one of you in this life. There cannot be two of you. Okay, so you do not expect you to have the life of someone else. In as much as we have similar traits as human beings, we are also different. Our journeys are different. Our backgrounds are different. Then the last one is that you feel like you need to earn your worth over and over and over again. Like you've already accomplished this huge milestone, and then another one comes and you are panicking. Okay? If you feel like you constantly have to earn your place, you might be dealing with imposter syndrome, because the fact that you've actually done something relating to what you're trying to accomplish in the past is enough evidence. It is not your goals that did it, right? And you're in your right senses when you did it. You did it with everything in you and you achieved that thing. Of course, you'll be able to do it again. Thinking that you have to constantly earn your worth every time is also a sign of imposter syndrome. Now that we've identified symptoms of imposter syndrome, what are the root causes of imposter syndrome? Because there's a reason why you're feeling that certain way. Being aware of imposter syndrome will actually help you navigate it and not let you crash out when it happens. Now, what are the root causes of imposter syndrome? The first one is over perfectionism. If you're always trying to be perfect at everything. I used to be someone, will I say I used to be? I'm still struggling with that part of my life where I'm trying to, be perfect at everything. And the truth is that growth will never happen with perfectionism. If you feel like, you cannot start certain things, or you don't deserve certain things because you are not as perfect as you are in your head, or you're not doing it like somebody, then you might be dealing with imposter syndrome. So remove perfectionism. Nobody is perfect. You're not meant to be perfect. You're meant to be authentic. You're meant to be the authentic version of yourself. So over perfectionism is one thing you need to work on if you are dealing with imposter syndrome. The second thing I would talk about is lack of representation. Guys, let's be realistic. As human beings, we like to see someone do what we've done or what we are about to do. In a world that everybody wants to, be the same, it's rare for you to see someone that just wants to be their own island. No man is an island, right? But at the end of the day, we always want to not be alone in whatever we do. So it might be lack of representation in the particular area you are struggling with. Let's say that, you want to start a channel about a niche that no one has spoken about on YouTube, and you haven't even seen anyone do it, and then you just did it and then it blows up. You're earning so much money and you start to feel like you got lucky. Maybe people are going to find out that you're not as good as you are. No, you are wrong. The thing is, everyone has their own uniqueness. So if you're bringing your uniqueness out to the world and the world loves it, what you need to do is to embrace it. Okay, so over perfectionism, wanting to sound a particular way, wanting to speak a particular way, wanting to do things in a particular way, guys, it is exhausting. Now, this particular one I'm about to talk about is actually a thing, especially in Africa, and that is childhood pressure. Growing up, your parents only commended you when you did something right. Your parents only commended you when you performed brilliantly. Just feel like you constantly have to prove yourself. You constantly have to meet certain standards, right? You need to let go of the feeling of answering to someone, in quote, right? I feel like at the end of the day, we are the master of our own selves. You are the one that knows your weakness and your strengths, right? So if it is okay to have people that that you're accountable to, but at the end of the day, you can be accountable to your mind. Now, another one I'll talk about is the comparison culture, guys. Everybody is online posting their success, their achievements, but no one is actually showing how they feel. So you're out there comparing yourself to someone who is highlighting only the good moments of their lives. So if you feel like you are not good enough because you're seeing someone's life, also remember that they are not showing you the parts of their life that actually suck. So you're seeing people's posts and you're feeling left behind. So this can actually be a root cause of imposter syndrome. Now, once you know the root causes, that's where the work starts. You need to start healing yourself. You need to start working on it. Because honestly, guys, in as much as imposter syndrome isn't something that really lives, knowing how to deal with it is key. Now, how do you deal with imposter syndrome? First way to deal with imposter syndrome is to name it. When you name it, you tame it. You saying it out is kind of overpowering that thought you have in your mind. Guys, you don't know how thoughts can actually drive people crazy. The moment you're keeping it in, you are internalizing it and you're becoming that person. Because you keep thinking about it, you keep feeling like a fraud. So the first thing you need to do is to name it. Say it out loud. Yes, you feel this way, but it doesn't mean you are that person. You feel like an imposter. Okay? The words you actually say also matters, because if you are personalizing being an imposter, that's what you're always going to be. But the moment you're only describing it as a feeling, because guys, this is an emotion. Imposter syndrome is an emotion. It is something you feel, right? So when you say it loud, you are taming it. Now the second one I'll talk about is keep a proof of your wins. Guys, this might sound like it's not something you can actually keep up with, or it might sound like it doesn't really work, but guys, it works. Keep a proof of your wins. Every time you get a win, put a folder on your computer, record it, because sometimes we get so swept up in our daily activities and we actually forget the things we actually accomplish, right? We forget because we are trying to sort the next challenge, the next difficulty ahead. We are trying to focus on that. So it is important to constantly remind yourself that you have done certain things before and you are capable of doing it again. So keep proof of your wins, post it on your vision board. Make sure that you're constantly seeing these things. I'm not saying that you should dwell in past successes, right? But you also need to keep track, keep proof. Tell yourself that, okay, you've done certain things before and you're capable of doing it again. The third way to get rid of imposter syndrome is to stop waiting till you are ready. There is never a perfect time to be ready. The reason why a lot of people aren't doing what they want or fulfilling their purpose in this life is because they are just waiting for the right time. There is never a right time. Do it anxious, do it unready, do it scared, do it awkward. A lot of times I feel like I'm being cringy on the media, right? But how would I grow if I don't act cringe? Okay, so it is important that you still do things regardless of how you feel, because this is how you will actually highlight the parts you need to grow. Okay, do it, just do it, guys. If you're living in your head and you're not taking actions, you're actually wasting your life. I need to get as real as I can. Take actions and just do it. I think that's like the slogan of Nike. Just do it. The fourth one I'll be talking about is protect your energy. So if you have friends, you have social media feeds that constantly make you feel like a fraud, please, you need to declutter them. Okay, and I'm not trying to sound as if having friends that criticize you is bad, because there are good criticisms and there are bad criticisms, right? But it is also important to around people that uplift you, people that criticize you with love. In as much as you're not doing something right, it is also important that you're getting a positive feedback about the good things you're doing. If the friends around you, all they say or all they do is make you feel like you're not doing enough, then you might need to change your circle. Your social media page is constantly making you see feeds of people that are doing way better than you in life. Sometimes you just go on, you feel like you're already doing better, right, offline, until you go on Instagram. Then you see a 19-year-old who just bought a house. You see a 19-year-old who just bought a car and you're still struggling. Then you now feel like you are not doing well. You're not doing well in life, right? So you need to actually protect your peace, protect your energy by decluttering things that are actually triggering you to feel like an imposter. Now, the last thing I will talk about is talk to people, talk to someone. Guys, you cannot isolate yourself and just think that the imposter syndrome will leave. Talk to someone, be open about how you feel to people, because vulnerability is not weakness. So if you're feeling some type of way about your accomplishments and you have friends that would uplift you, friends that bring positivity into your life, it will really help, guys. I don't think there is any successful person in this life that doesn't have good people around them. You can't just surround yourself with negative people all the time and expect positive emotions. So it is important to also talk to someone about it. And another thing I would like to talk about, this is actually a bonus tip, is to read books that will help you. I didn't used to be like a big fan of reading, because I'm like, why would anyone just take book and read? I mean, I read law, right? So I've read a considerable amount of books in my life. But one thing I would say is that when it comes to self-development books, no one is going to motivate you to do it. You just have to do it. So there's one thing that books just does to you. It slowly changes your mindset. Okay, if you're reading books that would uplift you, that would improve your self-confidence, that would make you deal with negative emotions, that will make you the best version of yourself, the negative thoughts will reduce. But if you are constantly feeding your mind negativity, trust me, you will constantly have that feeling of imposter syndrome. So the things I've spoken about in essence is that you need to identify the causes of your imposter syndrome, be it over perfectionism, lack of representation, comparison culture. Then when it comes to dealing with imposter syndrome, you need to declutter your mind, you need to protect your energy, right? You need to have people you talk to, you need to surround yourself with positive people, read books that would actually help you improve and be better mentally. Then you also have to keep track and record of your past accomplishments to just encourage yourself that you are enough and you are able to do all the things you've accomplished in the past and even better. So guys, we'll come to the end of this video. I hope this video was helpful. If you're someone who deals with imposter syndrome, I want you to type in the comment section that I am not a fraud, because you are not. It's just in your head. You are not a fraud. You are worthy of every single thing you've achieved, right? Or every single thing you're working on. You are worthy of and capable of doing it all. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video today. And if you'd like me to talk about anything on self-development on this channel, please let me know in the comment section. And with that, I will see you in my next video. Bye.